So tell me, y'all,
Oh
is there
God.
a country where I can get myself a marriage with a beer?
I think Switzerland will let you do pretty much anything.
Oh, sweet. I'm fucking moving to Switzerland then. Because I want to marry this thing
Oh
and
God.
consummate our marriage.
Ah.
Wait a second. Wait a second. No, I'm not going to say what came to my head. She might be recording.
Oh. No,
Guess
don't
we
worry.
have a
It's a
new
long neck.
intro.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Please Select Your Podcast, an informative podcast where we talk about how you can let's play and enjoy it. I am Inferno Canuck, and joined with me is Kriana,
Hi.
Piff,
Hello.
and Squee.
Yo, yo.
Now, you might be wondering why I did the introduction, and it's because Kriana's voice is fluctuating like a prepubescent 12-year-old boy's. So don't worry, I'll actually just throw it back to her now. So
All right. Hi guys. So we're gonna be talking about a few things today. So we're gonna just start out with blind let's plays. So, have you guys ever done a blind let's play before, Piff? Have you?
Yes, I have done blind Let's Plays before.
Yeah.
I have as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Squee.
Most of them.
And I have as well. So what do you guys think about it? What do you think about blind Lping in general?
Oh, it's a tricky business. I would say I think I have a pretty good little stretch of rule for blind LPs. This is just for me. If somebody else wants to do something else, do it. But if you're going to do a blind LP, do it with a really crappy game. Don't do it with a good game. It almost never works out well.
Well, here's a question though: how do you know whether a game is crappy or good if you've never played it before?
Well, for one thing, that's the problem with blind LPs, because you don't know if they're going to be good or not.
That's true. You don't really know if you're gonna like them or not.
But I think if you're doing a blind let's play, you should be aware that I might not like this game, and if that happens, I mean, I guess you could always stop the LP or just push through it.
Yep.
I guess you should, before a blind LP, just look at some reviews and see if they're positive or negative in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had any problems. I have not done a blind Let's Play yet that I didn't enjoy, and there's been a lot of them. But, I mean, I'm pretty decisive. No, well, open-minded and, well, a couple things. I'm open-minded. I'm very easy to please when it comes to a video game because a lot of times, even if the game's not perfect, I'll have so much fun just making fun of it.
Yeah.
That I still have a really good time, and plus I pretty much know the kind of game I enjoy, and you can tell by, like he said, like Piff said, reading reviews and just from what you've seen in other people and all that stuff, whether you're going to enjoy a game or not. And something I do, and you really have to be careful with this for some games is, go check out a Let's Play, but go to like episode 102. Something just straight in the middle, some random section of gameplay that won't really ruin a story for you or anything like that, and just watch it for 5 minutes. And if it's a story or something, then I'd skip to another part. But just to get an idea of what the game's like before I actually Let's Play it.
All right. Well, when people, I mean, before you choose to buy a game, first of all, it's a genre that you'd like, and you've heard kind of about it. Most of the time, you've heard about it already, so you're already somewhat prepared about the game. Now, you can get into the game and find out it's disappointing, and that itself could be somewhat entertaining. But it's still a gamble whether you do a little bit of research into it or not. Because, with all due respect to what Squee's saying, just watching 5 minutes of another person's LP won't really... It won't inform you enough that if you hate the game, you're gonna hate the game.
That's true.
But yeah, that's just the only problem I see with that. But I don't mean to be a rabble rouser.
I would have to say that I'm very different. Like, I absolutely love... No, You know,
We're
I'm a
all
little
different in our
concerned.
own way, Squee.
No,
No, I'm completely normal.
I actually prefer to Let's Play blind, which is rare, and I wouldn't suggest it for a lot of people. But the way my humor works, this sounds awkward talking about the way my humor works, but if you watch my Let's Plays, 99% of the time I'm reacting to things. If I say something funny or say something weird, it's because I'm reacting to what just happened, and if I know what's going to happen, it's not the same to me. It's not. Most of my humor is the game does something and it's me going, oh, and it just doesn't work the same to me if it's something that I'm really familiar with, which is why I'll either do a blind Let's Play or a game I have not done in a really long time. So I actually prefer, and I'll try, like, for example, if there's a new game coming out that I really want to play, I will purposely hold off and make it as blind as possible because I find my Let's Plays are better when they're blind Let's Plays.
I agree. I love doing blind Let's Plays. I don't know. I think they're a lot more fun because, like Squeeze said, you know what to expect, a game that you know. Granted, that's a good thing because then you have stuff to talk about and, all that sort of thing. But yeah, I like that interaction that you can do and play off what people say. And
there has to be a warning to that because, and I'm really not trying to toot the horn or anything, but you have to be able to vary your reaction to things because a lot of people, their reaction is like, oh gosh, oh gosh. And you have to be able, like Kriana is really good. She'll react and she'll freak out sometimes, but she'll also say really, really funny things on the fly. So if it's going to work that way, if you're going to do a lot of blind Let's Plays, you have to be able to think creatively very quickly.
well, and I'm not saying that everyone should go out and do a blind Let's Play. I'm saying me personally, I like to do that sort of thing. And I think that kind of goes back to we talked about before about the different types of Let's Plays that people do, and it just depends on what you personally like to do in a commentary type setting. If you like to be knowledgeable, then don't do a blind Let's Play.
Right.
Yeah. If you wanted to say something?
Yes. Now, I do agree with Squee. Reactions in Let's Plays are, I would say, essential, because that's where you get the most amount of humor from. That's why I bring in other people. That's the exact reason.
Right. You have a really good system. And we've talked about your system before that, one person will be knowledgeable, one person won't, so that you get both ends of the spectrum. That's actually really neat.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. I do see a few problems with blind Let's Plays, like when you're playing, it's hard to do commentary while playing. You can really only react well during cutscenes, and that's usually the time where I usually don't like interrupting the game in such ways.
Yep.
That's why I say do bad games, because you can actually comment on the bad points of the game, like bad controls, camera, stuff like that. I know that seems a bit negative, but I find it works a lot better than playing a good game and not knowing where you're going, and then you're not doing well. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Spending a lot of time doing something because you don't know what to do, or you're not particularly skilled at it yet.
And you die over and over and over again. Yeah.
It's a huge time sink.
It's a big pitfall. That's actually one of the main reasons why some people are very reserved about recommending or doing blind Let's Plays because of those pitfalls. Because let's not forget, you are recording for an audience, and my rule of thumb is if it's something that I would want to watch, then why would I want to record it? You know what I mean? Like, for example, just an example, if I'm playing a game and I'm lost in these caves for a long time, well, you can still do a blind LP, but what you would say is, you know what, I'm a little bit lost, I'm going to stop recording, and once I find my way, I'm going to start recording again. And that way, you can still do a blind LP, but you're cutting out the really tedious bits and things that you probably wouldn't want to see yourself.
Yeah, unless, like we said before, unless you're really good at rambling and just
yeah.
entertaining because I mean some people can pull that off. Some people could be lost in the cave for whatever for an hour, and they're just so good at entertaining that people will still want to listen just to see what they're going to say, that kind of thing. But that takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
A lot.
Another thing too is like separating your episodes. Like
Yes.
if you feel like you're going to be here for a while or you want to level up or something, then you can separate it and record it, because some people do want to watch that. I don't know why. I personally wouldn't want to watch that sort of thing, but some people do. And so that's why I like to record as much as I can whenever I'm playing, just so that it's there.
Especially for like games like anyone who Let's Plays a JRPG, like a Final Fantasy or a Chrono Trigger, something like that. Since a lot of people, for whatever reason, actually do enjoy watching grinding sessions, it's a very good idea to just like what I did with Kingdom Hearts. Just say, look, episode this one, that's grinding session. And if you don't like it, just skip to this episode.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good, common ground, I suppose.
And, if that's the case and you're not very good at, like, rambling or talking, you can always bring someone in for those certain episodes and kind of commentate with you and talk with them. And, that might be something fun to do. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, Piff, but before we started going off on that tangent, I think I accidentally interrupted you a little bit while you were talking about...
We always interrupt each other. I'm sorry.
I was about to say.
I wasn't talking like that.
Oh,
Who are you again?
Oh, God, yeah, here we go again. Anyway, sorry, Piff. Please continue with your previous train of thought.
Go, yes.
I think I stopped it before. I'm not quite sure. I can't think of anything else.
No worries.
I personally have almost little to no knowledge in blind LPs and doing it well, because I don't. And I don't see them as very good, so I'm sorry I can't be too knowledgeable, and I mostly be very negative towards it. So how about if you guys just tell me the good points and the
good things
how
about
to make it enjoyable and stuff like that.
Well, one thing, I guess that really kind of just kind of dovetail into the third point that we wanted to talk about, which is if you do decide to do a blind LP, what are some tips or tricks to make the whole experience, easier and more enjoyable for everybody? And for me, probably the first, we already talked about dividing things up into like grinding sessions or just stop recording. But another thing too is that I just personally would not recommend a blind LP as your first LP.
Yeah.
Because I think it just requires a little bit more confidence, a little bit more experience to do something when you're comfortable talking into the mic. You're comfortable, with your commentary style at that point, and that way there aren't like huge gaps of silences, or you don't feel compelled that you have to say something all the time. So, yeah, that's the big thing for me. Anybody else?
I do have just kind of a question sort of relating to that, how you guys feel about, since Skyrim, just came out, like, how do you guys feel about people...
Skyrim? What is Skyrim? I have never heard of this game.
Of course not.
Is it indie?
Yes, it's indie. But anyway, people are doing Let's Plays of it, and, no one's ever actually played the game. How do you guys feel about people doing that with, like, new releases, like starting a Let's Play of a blind LP of a game that just came out, What are your thoughts?
I have a strong thoughts on it, but I'll let other people go first.
I know that the majority of the Let's Player community, at least our community, obviously if the majority of the Let's Player community felt negatively against it, no one would do it. But a lot of Let's Players within our community are kind of against it. I don't really have a problem with it. I don't see a reason not to. I generally don't, but that's mostly because I'm with the exception of Mass Effect 3, I'm not going to drop whatever I'm Let's Playing right at the moment and whatever I have on the Let's Play to-do list to run out and go Let's Play this game. So, like, for example, if I didn't have anything else to do, I'd probably be Let's Playing Assassin's Creed Revelations right when it came out, or Batman Arkham City, but I just don't because I have other things to do, and I'm not, chomping at the bit to go play it. But I don't really see a problem with it, and it does avoid for people like me who absolutely hate spoilers. Sometimes I really wish I could do that because every time I sit down and try and play a game, people are like, "Oh, did I do this? Oh, did I do that?"
Oh, yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you play it right when it comes out, no one can do that.
True.
Well,
Hmm.
oh,
sorry.
fine. I
No,
won't
go ahead,
talk
Crate.
now.
No,
I was
no,
just
go
gonna,
ahead.
I was just gonna say that I completely agree with Squee that, I think if you're doing a Let's Play of a game that just came out, I know some people do it because they want to try and earn like more subscribers or more views or that kind of thing. And I think it should mainly be because you just want to play the game and have that drive to play it, because I feel like that's a Let's Play you can get out of the way real quickly because you want to keep going with it and upload and then keep going again. So I don't have a problem with it personally. I guess it just depends on why you want to Let's Play that specific game that just came out.
I can tell you the viewers want you to.
Who
My
viewers?
page is nothing but Skyrim. Go play Skyrim.
I've gotten a
Yeah.
few of those too. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, before I go off on my very particular rant, Piff?
Oh, well, I would definitely have to agree with Kriana. I think she hit exactly what my note would be. That you really, you have to have a good, firm foundation or reason or anything else to just do a game that is just released at all. Because otherwise, you just seem like I would say,
Sub-horror.
I would,
Sub-whore,
yes.
Yep.
Or,
pretty much, yeah.
Such
It-
naughty
It
language.
does have. I never thought of it as no one really knowing, and maybe it would be a really good experience for even the people who are watching your videos. If you've done a series of videos and games coming out, that'd be a really good treat for the viewers. But I'm not even sure if I would do that. Just for almost a moral thing for the game creators, so people would actually go and buy their games instead of just watching a Let's Play and just getting off with
It's
free.
true.
It's true.
That is definitely true as well. However, and from what I've heard, a lot of games, and not all, but a lot of games actually enjoy the free publicity.
Yeah,
Now,
it is free publicity.
really,
Yeah.
unless you're a huge machinima guy, how much publicity are they really getting? But still, I completely agree with you guys. Understand your point of view. And like I said, I don't normally do that. And I've told everyone this for years, I will be doing Mass Effect 3 right when it comes out, not because of any of the reasons we discussed, actually, but only because I cannot wait to play that game. I really, really want to Let's Play it blind, so I have no choice.
Yeah.
I won't be able to sit there for 2 months and just stare at it and go, oh, I'll be able to play that
Well-
one day.
Oh, I completely agree. I just have, with some of those games, I'm just like, I have to play this right away, and I know I want to do Let's Play, so let's just try it blind. Let's go.
Squee, you can always take the moral high ground, because this is the one thing that I was thinking of doing when Mass Effect 3 came out,
Mm-hmm.
was do it and then hold it. Not
Hold it?
upload it.
Don't upload it.
I agree with that, and I actually considered that. I don't have the space. I have
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
500
say.
gig hard drive.
You'd have to have a lot of space to hold that many.
I mean, you're talking
videos.
about 300 megabytes of video. You're talking about 200 to 300 videos. I don't have the space for it. I wouldn't be able to record fraps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People are telling me right now that I'm getting a lot of messages because I have to move to a new channel. Yes, guys, by the way, I have to move to a new channel because mine has 2 strikes on it
Oh,
because
squeeze.
someone
As a
decided
sequel to what we were talking
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about last week.
someone decided that a video I put up 4 months ago suddenly, has a copyright strike. And before everyone rages, look, YouTube has a job to do. Yes,
Yeah.
it's random, but I mean, how much do they have to go through? What do people expect? You can't really get upset at YouTube for it. But anyway, the point is, people are saying you should download and back up your files, and I'm like, there's like 2,500 of them. Where am I going to store them? That's crazy. So while I would absolutely love to do what you're suggesting, Piff, it's not realistic for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Inferno, what were you going to say about your little rant about your specific very.
A very specific idea. Yeah, you have people who blind LP games right when they come out. There are two types. There are those who are very passionate about the game and they've played the sequel, or sorry, the predecessors to them, or for whatever reason they're passionate and they want to play it. That I don't have a problem with. The people I have a problem with are the ones who I was making a joking. I was joking about it, but it's sub-whoring. It's people who have now brought their Let's Playing experience down to how many subscribers do I have, and how can I get more? The best way to get more is to play a really popular game, and B, play a new released popular game, which Skyrim, for example, is one of them. And I think that defeats the entire purpose of Let's Playing. Instead of playing a game and enjoying it and sharing the experience, you've turned it into some sort of narcissistic thing where more people will pay attention to you. And it doesn't matter what the game is anymore. It's paying attention to you, which I think defeats the entire purpose of it. But we've talked this subject to death now, and I don't have anything, a greater insight to it. So
before we go,
I just for my rant.
I just thought of something I wanted to throw by you guys. Piff, kind of along the lines of what you were saying. What if I could say, for example, play the game, upload it, and just put it unlisted until a certain time? Well, but the one thing I wondered about that, though, is I wonder, how does YouTube work? If you upload a video as unlisted, and then like a month later you make it public, does it show up in subscriber boxes?
No, but I have done that
I
before.
don't think so, though.
I have totally done that before. I did that with my Heavy Rain Let's Play. I didn't show that I uploaded it until I had it all uploaded, and then I had it go up right away as soon as the last episode was done. It had the last few episodes, I'm sure, but not like the first.
Surprised a bunch of people. I remember that. I remember thinking, damn, that was fast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Maybe
what
I
I
could
did.
do something like that. I could theoretically do the entire Let's Play, put it up unlisted, sit on it for a couple months, and then make it public. And people would hate me for it, but so what?
It's an idea, yeah, definitely.
Because I'm kind of with Piff on this. I do understand if a game company was upset about that. I understand that point.
Uh-huh.
Well,
then-
but when I watch,
Like, I know what happened. You don't.
yeah, but when I watch someone play a game, it sounds horrible, but sometimes I'm like, I think I could do better. 99% of the time, I can't. But I don't know, it's weird watching someone play. You're just like, no, I want to do this too. And
Well, it's not
it's really good advertising.
It's not really doing it better, it's doing it differently. You might want to take it a different route, especially with games like Mass Effect, where you can, basically build your own character and go on this adventure your very own. So, I mean, I've seen a few Let's Plays, and I've actually bought games from seeing those Let's Plays.
Me too.
So I think it goes both ways. It just really depends on the game.
Well, it also kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning when I try and decide my blind Let's Play, is that I will use a Let's Play sometimes to determine if I might like this game or not. I'm sure it's kind of, I'm not, the common case, but still.
Well, shall we move on to the questions from our very wonderful listeners who do half our job for us?
Yay!
All right. Okay, so the first question is from, I'm probably going to butcher your name, and I'm so sorry. It's, he even mentions that people can't pronounce it. His name, it's from Teun. He says, I am not a native English speaker. Are there any tips for that? And
Oh, Kriana, that is not how you butcher a name. If you're going to butcher it, you go like, Teun.
I don't want to be insulting, Squee, so thank you for that.
Oh. Okay, now they're focused on me.
Now,
Thank you for isolating our audience.
thank you. He's like sitting there crying. How dare you? I'll show them. I'll show them all. No, I'm kidding. But
I find most people don't get upset if you are purposely mispronouncing it. It's just something about it. If you're trying to pronounce it correctly or you don't care about it and you mispronounce it, that's really what makes people upset.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what he's asking. He wants to know. He says he's not a native English speaker. Unfortunately, all of us are. But he wants to know, do we have any tips for that? Have you guys watched any Let's Plays with any...
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just wondering, do you guys have any input or advice for this kid?
For sure, this kid, this
For the most
young
part,
man.
This young man. I'm
This
sorry.
young
It says
man.
it's only 15 years old, so
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Now
15
I
is
singled
young
him
now.
out again. Now I singled him out. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Teun. I'm so
Anywho,
sorry.
any
I've
tips for non-English speakers? No. I'm sorry. People are going to probably feel a certain way because they're not used to it, and you really can't do too much about that, except
Yeah.
to inform them.
I've watched a ton of Let's Plays where actually a lot of Swedish, Danish, and Spanish Let's Players actually. And the accent, I mean, okay, it depends on your personal preference. You can't change your accent. I can't change being Canadian as much as you can't change being Dutch, for example. But, I mean, it's with anything. I mean, first of all, the very fact that you don't speak English natively and you're still doing it and putting yourself on the internet takes a lot of courage, actually. Because if I started to learn, say I've learned, I don't know, German over the past 5 years, and I know I can speak it pretty well, but not very good, and I uploaded a video on the internet and really exposed myself to my knowledge of the language, it takes a lot of courage to do that. So if you have people, so first of all, don't get discouraged. If people have problems, understanding you or anything like that, but really, especially when you're young, I mean, practice makes perfect. And what's the best way to practice, speaking another language than doing a let's play of it?
Yeah.
Really. So don't be too worried about that.
If people, oh, go ahead,
No,
Kriana.
I was just gonna say. I think another tip is maybe try and talk a little slower. Try and just to make sure you're saying everything either right or getting your point across clear. I mean, that's also something to consider.
And if
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Well, first of all, it kind of depends on what the actual question is. Is the question is there a way for me to reduce my accent or be more understandable, or is the question is there any way to get people to not be so combative about my accent? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not quite sure how to phrase the second one. The first one, if you are really dedicated to it, there are things you can do. I mean, for example, I used to have a huge speech impediment where I would not pronounce things properly, and I was the classic "Where's Wajra Wabbit" kind of guy.
Oh.
And there are exercises that you can do that help you pronounce things correctly. It trains your mouth to pronounce them in a certain way. For example, putting a pencil in your mouth. And then trying to talk normally, concentrating as hard as you can on pronouncing things the way you should, actually builds your mouth to pronounce in such a way. Or putting something like marbles or pellets or a bunch of, hard candy or something in your mouth and then trying to talk, it forces your mouth to work harder. So most people who speak English, even if they're not native speakers, will have a general idea of the way things are supposed to be pronounced. They have trouble doing it. So if you are really dedicated and you want to work on that, do things like put a pencil in your mouth, put some Jolly Ranchers in your mouth, put a marble in your mouth, and then try as hard as you can to slowly talk the way you want to, and you will over time train yourself and help pronounce things better. But you have to be amazingly dedicated, and it does not happen, overnight. It takes a long time. On the other end of the spectrum, if you're just trying to say, I have a really harsh accent, some people or don't like it or whatnot, you can't change what other people don't like. It's not 9 times out of 10. It's not they can't understand you. They just don't like having to try. And to me, that's incredibly lazy. But you can't help that.
Oh, hold off. Just to play devil's advocate a little bit, It might not be because of actual ignorance. Like, I'm a guy and I'm used to people speaking my way and I can't take anything else. Sometimes, I mean, it's just how you sound. Like, for example, there's a good chance that there are people out there who have watched one of Squeeze videos, one of Piff's videos, one of Kriana's, or one of mine, and they're like, oh man, this person's voice is annoying. Well, there's nothing you can do about that. It's just personal taste. And they won't watch your video, and don't take any offense to it because we all do it. I mean, there are certain, tones, certain way people say things. They're just like, I just can't, you can't get into it, right? But, I mean, don't have that be a reflect on your accent. You know what I mean? Don't become self-conscious because of that, because those sorts of people are all over the place, and we all have our own personal biases.
Well, and it can go the other way, where someone may hear your accent and find it incredibly awesome and like to
Yes,
hear
or
it.
sexy.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying,
Like Rebel.
girls like people with accents. I can vouch for
Really?
that. Oh yeah.
Like Canadian accents? Like how's it
No.
going? What you
Inferno,
talking about?
Inferno,
no.
you're not even considered a
Gang.
foreign.
And where
Okay.
to? I am considered a foreign.
No, okay. I dare you to come down here and say I'm a foreigner, and they'll be like, "Really, from where? Canada?" They'll be like,
Yeah.
You probably
You just
talking my British accent. Anywho,
But
also,
anyway, it's not a bad thing to have an accent, is what I'm trying to say. It can go either way.
that's true. And just as a personal thing, because I've actually seen some of Teun, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've seen some of his Let's Plays. You don't have to worry about your accent, dude. I mean, I can understand you perfectly fine. You have a very nice voice. You're A-okay. So there you go.
All right. His next question is, I am only 15 years old, and I'm scared that because of this, people that are older will not like it for some reason.
I can tell you that it's not so much that they don't like you just because you're 15. There might be a few people out there like that. For the most part, it's not that people don't like you just because you're 15. It's that generally, and not 15, everyone starts to grow out of it, but generally, some Let's Players who are young are, what's the word to use? Over energetic, trying too hard. It's not, in other words, they're not wanting to watch just because you're 15. They're not wanting to watch because the other 15-year-olds they've seen are annoying, and so they just assume that you're going to be that way too. And honestly, I think it's more like, and we've all been there. You'll see some guy who's 12 years old and he's doing a Let's Play, and it's not that it's not a lack of effort. In fact, it's almost too much effort. It's like they're trying too hard about everything, and you can just tell that they're 12 years old. And while that doesn't necessarily turn me off, it does turn a lot of people off. And the problem is they're just assuming you're going to be just like them. And the only way to combat that is to show them you're not. Yeah. Or, if you are, then just be who you are, and that's not the type of person you wanted watching anyway.
Well, and the great thing about video games, the hobby itself, I mean, there's everyone, like, I have friends of all ages, and, once we're on that, I mean, we're all on the same level, like, playing field, we all know a certain amount of things, we can talk about it. So I mean, I've talked with people who are like 12, I've talked with people who are in their 40s. I mean, I haven't seen, like, personally that big of a difference in that regard. I mean, I have seen where kids are trying too hard to be funny, or swearing a whole bunch, ha ha ha. I guess it also depends on your maturity level as well.
That's the big thing. That's the big thing right there. There's a big difference between age and maturity.
Yep.
I have heard very mature 13-year-olds doing a fantastic Let's Play, and I've heard very immature 38-year-olds, 39-year-olds who are like trapped in this like man-boy thing. So it's really it's not less about age, and it's more about maturity.
And you'll be really surprised. I mean, anyone here, if you all know Rebel.
Yes.
Claude Rebel. Would any of you have pegged him to be a 15, 16-year-old?
Is he?
Not off of that.
Oh my god, I had no
when he started Let's Playing, when I started talking to him, I thought he was 20-something.
Yeah, he
and it's
sounded
not
older.
so much like he's got a deep voice or something. It's just the way he talks, and he feels like he's our age. So it's all about the maturity level, not your actual age.
Piff, are
What do
you
you
awake?
think, Piff?
Piff's asleep.
I think 15-year-olds can be just as good. I had this pencil in my mouth since freaking put it up.
Work on your P's.
See.
This is like, Busters, you trying to rat me out right now?
Right. I'm going to tell it how it is, and this will probably make you feel better or anyone else. Even if you're alienating those people, there are some people who are looking for the complete opposite and does not like the whole mature thing and looking for more childish things, and you'll get those viewers.
That is definitely true.
It's true. Yeah, that's very true. That's all I can say.
All right.
So you'll get your own audience, whatever you do. Honestly, there's
That's
somebody
true.
out there.
Yeah, I guess the general thing to take, kind of expanding on that, is don't be too concerned about trying to get a certain type of audience. You will find people who like your videos for the way you do it. And personally, you know what? If it's not mainstream, who cares? If only 20 out of every 2,000 people that watch your video actually stay, so what? At least you'll know that the people who are watching your video actually enjoy them.
True that.
Agreed.
So I wouldn't take what we say to heart so much that you shouldn't really have to change much at all. I mean, sure, there's things that you should improve on as a Let's Player. Everyone should.
Yep.
And there are some do's and don'ts when it comes to Let's Playing, but you shouldn't feel like you have to change your style to fit people's needs. That's not what Let's Playing's about. At least it's not what, people who don't go to a certain forum think it's about.
It's at least our philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Inferno, you said that you watched one of his LPs or you watched a video or something.
Tunes? Oh yeah, no, he's doing a Medal of Honor one, Pacific
Alright.
Assault, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I watched it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There you
So, props to you, man. He has one last question. He wants to know, since I'm Dutch, English people can't pronounce my name. I don't have another name I use online, so any tips on this?
Change it to Inferno Canuck too. We can be homeboys,
Oh, God,
and
please don't do
everyone will
that.
be able to pronounce that. No,
What if he actually does such things? Then where will you be?
horrible. I'd have a homie. It'd be great.
I think that's kind of an issue where you're just going to have to develop a thick skin. Because
No one can
you're
pronounce
always going to be
piss.
getting new viewers, and either you're going to have to explain it to every single new viewer you get, or you just develop, just roll with it. And just understand that it's not like they're trying to insult you or anything. It's just human nature. You'll get used to it.
That's
Yeah.
true. And besides, if you introduce yourself in a lot of your videos, maybe not like every single 5 minutes, but excuse me. I've been drinking beer during this, so
Thank you.
excuse me if you hear any bodily functions going on here. Anywho, if you say your name, I mean, people will pick up on it. I mean, my handle is Inferno Canuck, and I've heard a lot of people say the word Canuck differently, like Canuck or Kanchuk or that sort of thing. So, I mean, if you say it, people will eventually remember it, even if they're idiots like me, who have actually heard you say your own name and yet still forget.
I'm thinking of dropping the 913.
Squee, don't do
No.
Well,
That's the
I'm
dark
getting a
side.
channel, and the channel's called Spiffy Squee, and
Fuck it.
maybe I'll drop it.
it. But
You're you.
it's who you are.
Still
True.
Sweet 913 to me.
I'd just be Squee.
You would always be my Squee 913.
Why
Not
can't I
just
just why
Squee.
why can't I just be your Squee?
No, see,
It
no,
sounds
it'd
like
be
you're like my
Brianna
mouse.
It'd be like Brianna changing hers to Cree, or
Cree.
Piff changing his to Pie. Who would
Oh,
want to
wait.
look?
No, that'd be it. Hey, I have a number.
Okay,
Zero.
That is true.
What if I just changed my name to Piff? Then what it would be? Then what would it be?
Anywho,
All right.
I actually had a very clever solution for this a while ago. I think like a year and a half or something like that. On my YouTube page, you'll actually see at the
Oh,
top
yeah.
left corner that it actually has like a little dictionary thing that has like my name pronunciation on there.
yeah, that's clever. I stole that.
What? No! You
That was a
son of
very
a
clever
bitch.
idea. Yeah, I stole that idea for my intro video. Well, I didn't really steal it, but I thought it was clever, and I did it. And then in retrospect, I'm like, I probably got that off of Piff, in like an unconscious level.
Of course.
But it works. If you want to use it, use it.
All right.
For sure.
So, next we're going to be switching gears here and going to live streaming, people who broadcast on the internet. So, what are some programs that you use or have used in the past to stream?
XSplit. XSplit is what I currently use.
Until
before,
it goes not free anymore.
Yeah, before it's out of its beta, but who knows how long something's going to be out of its beta. Also, Livestream Procaster. Those are the two major streaming software devices. Um, do you guys know of any others?
I use Flash Media Encoder. Well, I should say, I've been using XSplit because it's a lot easier to navigate. It's user friendly. Um, I use that, and then I had like an actual like screen capture for my computer, which was VH Screen Cap, just simple program so I can record my desktop. Um, yeah, and then XSplit.
Nice. Piff, what do you use?
Well, I don't even stream.
What are you
Bullshit.
talking about?
Your full-time job is
I
streaming, you
I
bastard.
believed you for a second. I don't know why, but I did believe you for 1 second. I was like,
But then, what was I watching?
I was so
It was
confused.
all a hallucination.
Oh my god.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as.
So, X-Brain? X-Spreen? What the hell is that? X-Split?
Expree.
Oh no!
Extreme.
Oh, no. It's hitting me already. I better slow down.
I used Media Encoder.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, I don't stream.
Squeeper?
XSplit.
Fair enough. Okay. Next one is, what are some live stream hosting sites?
Well, gee.
Squeeze the
Yeah.
expert at this one.
He is.
Hopping around like it's like a hopscotch game, yeah. I have tested a lot of them. And I have to say,
pretty on it.
I started on Ustream. I tried Livestream. I tried Own3D. I was there for quite a while. And Own3D was great except for one problem. You cannot moderate your own chat room. It's a pain in the butt. So if a troll gets in there, there's nothing you can do about it. Which, of course, is kind of pointless now because I use my own chat room anyway. But still. I've actually switched to, and I'm actually very, very happy with Twitch TV. Mostly because it automatically records everything. So I don't have to worry about it doing it manually.
Yeah.
And
for, and for those of you who don't know, Twitch TV is a gaming division of Justin TV.
Yep.
So,
yay!
yeah.
Yeah, I've always been on Justin/Twitch TV whenever I broadcast. I love it, and it's really easy to look at your chat, and if you're an admin or a mod, it's really easy to time people out or ban people. So it's just I use that a lot, but yeah. So I really like it. I would recommend definitely Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I should say it's twitch.tv, so
Ooh.
it's got,
Yeah.
you got to have the period, otherwise it's going to send you somewhere else. I'm not sure where, but not to the right. Oh my god.
I'm assuming somewhere where there's a lot of twitching involved.
Twitching on
Like-
TV.
Like the Epileptics Television Association. That's horrible. I hope no one here has epilepsy, or that'd just be embarrassing.
We're just singling out everyone tonight.
I
sorry.
am. I'm a horrible person. As for me, yeah, I've hopped around a little bit too. Mostly Own 3D. The big thing for me was overall stream quality. But now, like about a year ago, I mean, depending on the site that you went, you would see a big difference in, say, frame rate and that sort of thing. But now they've kind of standardized it, or at least they've gotten so competitive that you don't have to worry about that so much, especially with either Owned or Justin TV. Those are the two top quality ones that I'm familiar with, but there could be other ones out there. Did you know that YouTube does streaming live?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But you have to be like a mega celebrity with tons of money to do
Yeah.
that. But they do it.
Who needs
They can.
that? And the nice thing, I just want a quick add about Twitch TV is that you can hook up your YouTube account with it, so that once you make like a highlight, which is like a clip of one of your past broadcasts, you can easily upload it to your YouTube account. So that's also something really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Piff?
Yeah.
Piff? You there?
Yeah.
Did you say that you
Yeah.
use?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Hi.
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 Hey guys, what are you up to?
Yeah.
Well,
I think Twitch would be an excellent place if I started streaming.
oh Jesus.
All right,
Wow.
fine. Let's just go to the next one. Bandwidth and quality of the live stream.
Hmm.
That is a pain in the butt.
Yeah. First of all, you have to. I have to say, you have to have a high speed. You should have a high speed internet connection in order to stream properly, because depending on now, okay, it depends on the resolution that you stream.
Yep.
The higher the resolution, the crisper and clearer and the larger the picture will be. However, that's going to take a whole lot more bandwidth. So the big thing when you're streaming is that you have to find a good balance between what bandwidth, your internet connection can handle and the best quality you can offer your viewers. So that requires a lot of experimentation,
And
but eventually you'll find something.
well, and then to look at your internet speed, you can go. What's the site called? Like speedtest.net, something like that, and you can look at it there and get an idea of how much you can upload and all that sort of fun stuff. And as far as if you don't really mind having like a lower quality, you can do what I did, which was trial and error. I would get someone in the chat, and then I would start broadcasting at, what my ideal setting would be, and then slowly go down from there to see what would be, less laggy and
That's kind of the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Use your viewers as your little guinea pigs.
well, and it's also nice because all of a sudden you'll look over and there'll be like 10 people saying, "Oh my God, what happened to the stream?" And they'll let you know right away if something's bad.
for sure. Squee?
No, I pretty much do the same thing. I mean, there's not much else I can say. I'm very big on the okay. How's it look now? Okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Am I still on? And then you wait like 20 seconds.
Yeah, there's no magic equation to it, unfortunately. It's all just trial and error.
And, another thing with Twitch TV or any of the programs that you might use to broadcast with, I mean, you can easily look up online and get a tutorial and see, how other people do it and try and replicate that if you're still not too familiar with everything. Because I know when I first started streaming, there was a lot. I had no idea what I was doing. And, so that's just an idea too. Piff, I know you haven't streamed before, but if you did, what would you say?
What? I streamed before. What are you talking about?
Dear sweet God.
You're such a butthead.
That's being
I
generous.
stream all the time. Hell.
Just gonna hang up
God.
on you. I'm kidding.
Hurting my
Welcome to the new
feelings.
podcast with Kriana, Squee, and Inferno Knack.
God.
Piff?
Hi.
What would
Hi.
you like to say?
What, me? The quality of... I don't really know. I haven't really fooled around with it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because your quality is pretty decent on your streams.
It's a lot of hardware things and making
okay.
sure things work and things... I think the only problem I had was with... not with the stream thing itself, but with Skype. Besides that, nothing... I mean, sound quality, I wish I was more on top of that, but besides that, nothing.
Cool. Well, that was pretty easy.
Oh, and I guess there's another thing we should go over because sometimes trying to get sound and your voice into the stream can be a bit of a pain. Because I know when I broadcast from like my console, I have to have the mic by the TV and then I speak really loudly so people can hear both of us. But I know with XSplit, it does have like that stereo. It separates
Setting. Yeah.
the audio of the computer and the audio from your mic, which is super nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Sorry, that reminds me of another thing too. It actually kind of dovetails into the next one, but a lot of times when you're streaming, people will be like lag or it went black for me type of thing.
Oh no.
And sometimes when you are streaming, it depends on the browser that you're viewing the stream at. That affects the quality. So the big thing is that now if everyone's saying, "Oh my goodness, it's lagging like crazy," then you probably have a problem. If it's one person and one person only, and you check with other folks and they say it's running fine, then it's their browser. So don't freak out when it comes to that. Just tell them to switch their browser or be patient because that's a common occurrence when you stream.
All right. So
Okay.
I guess that. Who did we lose? Squee.
Yep.
He'll come
He'll
back.
come back.
Well,
Okay.
I'll take this since I stream all the time.
How quickly you have changed, Piff. Zero.
What? What do you mean? I always streamed.
Hi.
Just go.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome back.
You know, it's funny when my internet disconnects real quick like that. I think like my first thought is that you guys just won't talk to me.
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Yeah, Piff, what were you saying? Piff, Kriana, anyone?" And then it'll go like, oh,
Oh, okay.
it's like everyone just suddenly is like, "Let's be quiet."
Anywho.
Maybe he'll go away.
This is a tricky subject. Moderators and dealing with chat and stuff like that. I know a lot of people have different methods, and literally just use your own. I can't coach you on this because this is all about dealing with other people, and each person has their own.
Well, what's your way?
Yeah, oh,
Mine is ridiculously laid back, and I give them plenty of chances. And it's pretty much knowing their motivation, not just from one example, but from many. Because you really don't know the person's motivation from, let's just say, a few things. Mind you, it can be very blatant, but sometimes you do want to look a little bit deeper.
I completely agree with that. Because no, I also give enormous amount of chances. One, because I don't like banning people. I feel mean. So actually, a lot of times I'll give moderator pyros to someone like Sparta, and I'll let him deal with it. But no, because the thing is that it's so hard to tell. Okay, yeah, they were typing all in caps, but you know what? Maybe they were just trying to convey they're really excited, and they didn't realize it was annoying everyone. Or maybe what they said was kind of insulting, but they just meant it as a joke, and it went wrong. You know, you really. From one or two things, it takes a while to be absolutely sure, okay, look, I've asked him to stop 3 times, he's still doing it, now I know he's just trolling. You know? But, I mean, sometimes someone could say something really offensive, and they weren't trying to, they were just like, you guys get, no?
No?
yeah.
No?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
usually, like, if you tell someone or you give them a warning or be like, hey, don't do that kind of thing, usually if they really didn't mean anything by it, they'll back off and say, oh, God, I'm sorry.
Right.
That sort of thing.
And don't hesitate to be stern about it either.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
you gotta be.
You know
Some
what?
people are dense.
That is not cool. Cut it out now. And then most of the time they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
And usually, like, I for one, I'm kind of one of those people that I don't take crap. So if you keep on doing something after I told you to stop, I'm going to give you a timeout, which you're banned for 10 minutes and you can't talk in the chat.
go to the corner and you think about what you did.
Yeah, basically, it's a 10-minute timeout. And then, you know, you have people who make new accounts and try to get back in and go around the timeout, and I just ban them all together. So it's, I could get pretty mean, but I think one of the things I should mention is try to avoid streaming when you're in a bad mood because it can get pretty bad if you're dealing with these people and you're just in a rotten mood.
Well, you shouldn't let's play at all if you're in a bad mood because
I
it
think
will
this is-
reflect and people can tell.
Yeah.
This is for streaming strictly, actually, I think. I think we're talking about streaming.
Well,
You
presently.
can't talk about Let's Play Squee.
But
How
just
dare you?
Yeah,
How
you only
dare
have-
you?
I was
In
just
a Let's Playing podcast? Come on, Squee.
No, but I do think it's important to point out that universally, if you're in a bad mood, you probably shouldn't let's play, stream, anything, because especially streaming too, because you don't want to take it out on someone who really didn't deserve it,
Yeah.
and then feel bad about it the next morning. Not too bad, but a little bad.
I mean, it happens, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, if it does, own up to it.
Now, I
Uh,
will say I've not done this yet, but there has been a few times that people in my stream make me upset, and I think there's only one particular time, or maybe two particular times, that I literally said, I literally can't take this anymore. If you do this again, you're going to be kicked, and if you do it again after that, you'll be banned. I'm not putting it up with it anymore. But
Stop
that's
that.
probably more for just dealing with a problem instead of just being in a bad mood.
Yeah, I mean, and people can also put you in a bad mood. I know I've done it where, you know, I'll be streaming, you know, I'll be okay, and then all of a sudden someone will say something that rubs me the wrong way, and all of a sudden I'll just be in a foul mood, and I'll be like, okay, guys, I think I'm done for tonight. I'm a little tired, or I'm hungry, so I think I'm gonna go and end it.
so that's your trick, huh?
Murderous headache out of nowhere.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I think my spleen exploded.
I think I have a broken rib.
Oh. Okay.
From laughing too much.
You guys suck.
I have a unique.
Evidence that Kriana's actually a tights-wearing crime fighter.
Yeah.
I'm always like injured or ill.
I know you're a Power Ranger. I'll find out one day. I'll expose you.
Gotta go.
Rips off her mustache.
Duh, duh, duh. Wait, what do you want to say, Inferno? He just typed into
Alright.
the chat box. Can I please say
Sorry.
something?
There we go. I have a unique philosophy when it comes to dealing, but interacting with people on your live stream. I kind of see it like welcoming guests into your house. And yeah, first of all, you know, you want to be in a good mood when you do it and that sort of thing. So never be like, you know, low energy or anything like that. But you know, what really it gets difficult when there's more and more people, right? But when someone comes in and say hi, you know, you greet them, how's it going, that sort of thing. If you get distracted by the game, no big deal. And when you have that sort of interactivity, when you have that personal interaction with folks, they're going to behave themselves a little bit better. And so you don't actually have to give that many warnings because they're kind of like guests in your house. And sometimes you get bad guests, sometimes you get party crashers, and you got to deal with it. But if you kind of keep that very, you know, nice philosophy going, it's pretty good. And Squee asked me, "What if you're homeless?" Well,
What?
then you welcome them into your box.
I never said
Into your
that.
box. You never. I mean, if you're homeless and you're Let's Playing, I think you might have bigger problems.
Your priorities are a little screwed up there.
Yeah, just slightly. But
You got a cardboard box, but a sweet setup.
I know it's awesome with a high band.
I got the
Good
dual
accent.
screen with the Alienware, yo.
Awesome. I can't find food, but man, I can freaking life.
Hang on, guys. Get out of my box. God, you're so rude.
Hold on. Gotta remove these rats.
Oh, the cops are coming again.
RB drug dealers.
Oh, sweet, the drug dealer's rolling by. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, oh, cold. Let me get some newspaper.
Do all
Alright.
homeless people talk like that?
No, dirty ones.
Super box nerds.
People have Xboxes, but I have a cardboard box. All right.
I live in boxes. How about that?
Oh my God.
All right. Anywho.
Speaking of trolls.
All right.
Want to have anything else to add? Okay.
Oh, I'm good.
So now we have more question from. Oh goodness. From.
No, you missed 5.
Did I miss 5?
Yeah.
Responding to people who want to. Oh, I missed 5. You're right. Responding to people who want to chat or play with you while streaming. So, like, if you're Piff, you get that a lot, don't you?
Oh, yeah, plenty.
I just tell my girl to wait till later. No.
That
No.
was horrible.
I don't
You,
get
Oh,
it.
you
you're
have
alienating
time
your
stream.
girlfriend for kids on the internet. I mean,
It's not
We
really alienating. What?
Your
timeout.
girlfriend's an
We're going on a
alien?
timeout
10-minute timeout.
She
for a
must be.
bad
She's
joke.
me.
All right. Anyway, Piff.
all right, responding to people who want to get into the chat, I'm assuming that they mean call or, physical voices, and actually want to play a game with you. I don't think I have too much of a problem with, playing with people. Like, playing against people, I think that's completely fine. You can pretty much have just about anybody. Playing with somebody, you have to have a little bit more of a firm grasp on who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just have anybody. Chat, in my view, is a sacred privilege. You have. I don't trust anybody. I'm super paranoid.
Oh, I am too. People have to meet like a certain requirement to like play a game with me or like be in the same chat as me, just because I've had so many negative experiences in the past on the internet playing with people. So, I mean,
On the internet, and you're a female? How can you have a problem?
Yeah, it must be smooth sailing for you.
you're right. I just be like, hey guys, let's play some Halo. But in all seriousness, I mean, it's people ask and I just say I don't know you well enough, or that sort of thing, or no, I don't really want to play with you.
No, I really don't want to play with you.
It's like the kids
Yeah.
that want to play in the sandbox with you, and you're like, no, I just
No,
don't
Okay.
want to play
I
with
really
you.
don't want to be near you.
I don't want to be friends. I don't like you.
I
So,
don't want to talk with you or play games with you. And
You're like 40 and you're wearing a trench coat.
that'd be great.
that opens up things to a bit of a problem, though. So, say for example, on your stream, you do invite a co-commentator for it, right? It could be a friend, it could be someone that you know, type of thing, or someone that you've gotten to know through Let's Playing. And then you see someone in chat, they're like, "Hey, you let that person talk with you. Why won't you let me talk with you?"
Because I know them.
Well, yeah, but for some people, that's an awkward situation, and some people might not know
I
how
have
to
that.
deal with it.
I totally have that. When Cage came in to my stream and I made him moderator, and one of my
Oh,
most
yeah.
loyal people who follow me almost all the time in the stream, he earlier that day asked me if he could be a moderator, and I said no. And this person apparently just came in out of nowhere, and he became a moderator. Now, I did say this to him. I know this is what I've done. You've been with me more time than this guy that just came in completely. But I trust him more than you. I actually really don't know you because I spent tons of time with you, but I don't know you. I still don't know you. You've been literally just typing to me a few times, and as far as I can tell, you're somewhat of a troll. I did tell him that.
Well, and I totally just lost my train of thought where I was going with that. Someone else talk.
Okay, I'll tell you what. One solution that I have found, which is probably the best solution, is that if you're in a situation like that, just say, "Listen, I don't really know you yet," type of thing. But how about we say? I mean, for me, when you're recording, you're transmitting to an audience, so you don't really want to throw in someone that you don't really know. You don't know what they sound like. You don't know how they're going to behave on the phone, and you don't want to deal with like hanging up with them right away and embarrassing them. So I mean, people can talk on the internet without a recording software going on. You can just you can be like, hey, let's play a game together next week. We'll go on Skype, we'll talk a little bit, we'll play and see how things kind of work out type of thing. That way you can get a real feel for that person. And so you'll find out whether they're a mature individual or an immature individual, or if they're super aggressive, or that sort of thing. So, I mean, you can open it up to that sort of possibility. You don't necessarily have to make a commitment either, but just say, hey, I'm just not comfortable, or also I just feel like just have me. Because if you have a co-commentator, it actually does take quite a bit of energy to do. And, some games, go well with that and some don't. So,
Well, and oh God, I totally had a point in my brain, and now I keep on losing it. Why does it keep on disappearing? It's not a very big point. God damn it!
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's just a tiny point, so it just keeps floating around in your cranium.
There's other ways too that you can take a look at. Like, for example, I will sometimes let people I've never been on with come on during the stream, because to me streams are much less formal than Let's Play. And that's generally, if you're on a Let's Play with me, I've talked to you before, unless it's Mass Effect with friends. But that's something that's specifically for that kind of thing. But stream, sometimes I'll let people that I don't know that are in the chat, and it's not people that I've never seen before. It's people that I've seen in the chat a lot that are good people with the chat, that kind of thing. And I'll let them onto the stream because there's advantage to that. If they get on and they weren't good, they weren't fun, they were a troll, whatever, then you just don't let them back on the stream again. And it's not recorded, so it's a nice way to do that.
Here's a big question for you, Squee, for everybody. Since I'm a high self-monitor, this is a big thing for me. But if someone ends up being, for a lack of a better word, obnoxious, and you don't want to talk to them anymore, how do you let them off? Do you just hang up on them? Are you honest? Do you make up some sort of lie? I mean, how do you deal with that situation?
Me personally, I finish out the session. I deal with it for the rest of the session, because I can't, unless they're being, and I have not had someone be an absolute dick or anything with me. Mm-hmm. I've had a few people where I just wasn't having fun with them, but I'm too nice to say no. That's it. We're done. I'll basically just finish the session. You know what I mean? Finish whatever we were doing, the stream session or whatever. I'll just finish it and I'll be like, okay, that was fun. And that's it. And I'll just never invite them back because I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Hurt feelings, right?
Yeah.
I personally like using logic. Basically what I like to do is if I have a problem...
I was about to say, okay, Dr. Spock.
That is illogical. Anyway, I like to state a problem, see if it can be fixed or changed or something like that, explain it to them so they understand why, instead of, sorry, no, kind of thing. Like, I don't really have a direct example, but let's say somebody is obnoxious, let's just say through being somewhat of a troll or something like that. You explain to them, hey, there's these actions you've been doing that I haven't been particularly enjoying, namely this, and this, or whatever list you have. And you point it out, and you say this, and this. After you explain that, it's like I really can't see this working out. If this is just nerves.
Do you break up with them? Is that what it is? Are you breaking up with them?
You're breaking up with them. This is like breaking up with someone.
That's what it is. It's not you, it's me. Have you ever done that?
Not me, it's you.
Cliff, are you texting them? Do you text break up with them?
Do you sext with them? Is that why it's awkward?
No, this is different from breaking up with somebody. It's just this is like you explain it and see if they can change it. If it was just nerves or something like that, and if it doesn't work out, then just say, it's not working out, I'm sorry, we're going to have to see other people, and that's how it's going to go.
Can we still be friends?
No, sorry.
I have to say, I don't know about you guys, but I have to say that I've been extremely lucky, especially considering how open I am to getting guests on for, between Mass Effect with friends and just getting random guests on stream. I have been extremely lucky that I haven't ever had a guest that I would say I didn't like. Or was obnoxious, or had something that really annoyed me. It was just maybe I didn't really. Their sense of humor wasn't that funny to me, or just wasn't having a good time. So I have to say that I'm really, really lucky that I haven't had a troll or just someone that I've really like. You got to cut this out.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe we're being a little too pessimistic, because that's true. I mean, deep down, people who want to, who are interested in Let's Plays, people who are, interested in your channel and your live stream, they're fundamentally good people. So, I mean, don't be afraid to take a few risks, I suppose. Don't be completely jaded.
I'm always afraid.
I doubt any of you guys actually know this, but I was actually a little bit hesitant when somebody confronted me and said, hey, can we do a co-op LP? And I didn't know this person. I'm not even sure if he had any videos released. And out of the blue, he's just like, I'm a game creator. And I was like, that's kind of hard to believe. But we got to talking and doing, we finally call each other on Skype.
This is such a cute little story.
Inferno, can I please just continue? Without you thinking some type of relationship, you son of a...
It is a relationship. It's very sweet. You met on the internet. He was a game creator.
And it was you,
actually talked on
It was
Skype.
you.
I actually want to see the end of the story.
Go ahead.
It was a guy named Gary, and
Inferno.
I'm sorry.
It's the beer. It has to be the beer.
No, it really sounds like a first love thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
name, and you started giggling like a schoolgirl.
Inferno, have you had a history with a guy named Gary? Is that it?
No, I haven't. No. All right. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry, I'll behave myself. I'm sorry.
All right then, Ferno.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, we finally did a co-op LP. Come on, you giggling little hyena!
Was it your first time?
Oh God, Inferno!
I hung up on him. Continue your story.
Wow, you could have given me a warning on.
No.
Didn't we just talk about how to handle this, Kriana?
I'm sorry.
I think she's handling it perfectly well.
No, so seriously, what game did you guys Let's Play?
We actually did a bit of the Paper Mario Let's Play, the ridiculously long one. A few of those episodes he was in.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. I did a few with him and like his LPs, but I think they didn't see the light of day because like the audio got super messed up.
now I'm curious, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to knock him or anything, but I'm actually really, really curious. Has he actually created games, or is it one of those like writing a book?
It's when you think of like, oh yeah, he's creating games, that you think of like the 3D. So no, he's low, kind of pixel art kind of thing. But he does like every single piece of the code. He does the pictures by scrap. He does code by scrap. He actually does different types of gameplay, and he writes all the code for it, and he does all of everything. He does everything. He knows the code inside and out and from scratch. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
All right, so should we go on to the question now?
You bet.
Totally forgot. Okay, so this is from. Is this Sergio? Is that? Sergio? Okay. He wants to know how many subs you had when you started streaming for the first time.
I think it was 190.
Wow. I have no idea.
I don't either, actually.
I know I didn't start streaming for a long time. Not until maybe 6-7 months after I'd started Let's Playing.
Mine was about 2 years and some odd.
Yeah. Mine was probably about 8 months after I started LPing, so I think I was like around the 300, 400 mark. Yeah, it was nice. There's a big, actually dovetails to the next question on like how many people do you, well, let me just scroll up. How many people do you get on streams? Streams?
Screams.
Oh boy, oh beer, you horrible vixen you.
Oh my god, Inferno, lay it off.
It's kind of a percentage of your subscribers because it depends on how you attract people to your streams. If you just do like an announcement video on YouTube, then a certain percentage of people will see it that given like stretch of hours, and then a certain number of those people will be like, yeah, I have the time or I'm in the mood to watch a stream. So typically it's like 10% of your subscribers on average you'll probably get showing up to your stream, but that's just an estimate. It's not like a hard and fast number.
Well,
You
that's
get a
awesome.
really good percentage there.
Yeah, that's like
I get like 1% if that.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it should be 5% then. Maybe
Well,
10%'s too
No,
too liberal.
well, I mean, even me on my channel, I have like 2,700 subscribers. My average is 15 to 20 people.
With all due respect, though, you also do stream at 3 o'clock in the morning.
For some people.
For some people,
That's
that's
true.
true.
I
Oh.
I have been streaming constantly, and that's probably factors into a whole bunch of things about how many people actually come from my YouTube page and actually go to the stream and stuff like that. I would say when I first started streaming, a lot of people came in and then it died out very quickly. But then just through Twitch TV, that's the one I use, Twitch TV. People actually just found you through Twitch TV. They've just been looking through and found you.
True.
Actually, majority of the people that are on my stream most often are just people who
Randoms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll find people who keep coming back. There's not going to be just, oh, you're just going to find a few people here and there, and they're going to leave, and new people come in, and they're going to leave. There's going to be common people watching your stream. There's going to be somebody somewhere who's going to be constantly watching your stream.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
it helps if you, I don't know if anyone mentioned it, upload like a video to your YouTube channel saying, hey, I'm streaming here, you know.
Twitter as well.
Twitter
helps.
Twitter's a good idea as well.
Ugh, Twitter.
I never use it unless I'm like, I mean, I was so happy, like, I'm on Twitter now. I'm going to tell you guys when I'm eating sandwiches and stuff. And then, like, the only time I ever use it is say, hey, I'm going to stream.
My thing with Twitter is like I always want to be clever, but I just can't do it.
I got
Twitter
none of that
is a digital
cleverness.
Macarena.
It's Macarena?
Twitter is the digital Macarena. It seems really cool now, but in 10 years it's going to be lame.
Ah, yeah.
My prophecy.
I believe
Macarena's
that.
not cool anymore? Oh, crap. That might explain a
What
couple
I've done
things.
all my life.
All right, so does anyone have anything else to add about how many people you get on your streams?
Don't expect large numbers.
No,
No,
I
don't.
have streamed for like hours, like and have maybe like one or two people pop in, and then like just have no one for the rest of the time. You know, that's fine. And the reason why I don't mind as much is because, you know, sure, it kind of sucks that you have no one to talk to, but it's also, you also still get this recording from Twitch TV that you can use and still have.
Yep. You will get more people. I'm not saying a lot more, but more people if you A, have a regular time to stream, and B, make sure people are aware of it. Like every Tuesday at 3 o'clock, I stream. Then after a couple months, people will know, hey, I'm free on Tuesday. He's probably streaming right now.
Yeah.
True.
They'll probably
I
make
think-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. and don't compare yourself to like a lot of people. For example, I'm gonna just use Jeff Major as an example. He's a very popular LPer on YouTube, and when he streams, he gets hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Don't use that as a standard as to, when you're stream, you're going to expect the same thing. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Just be, happy for what you got.
Gosh, I wouldn't want that. How do you converse with the chatters if there's
You
that
don't.
many of them?
Oh,
No.
it's
At
a
that point,
nightmare
you
when
need an
there's so
army
many
of
people.
moderators, and you ban everyone who like sneezes incorrectly.
Oh
It's
gosh, I would
It's
not
a
want to deal with
nightmare.
that.
horrible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would like to get into new comment. Like I would like to hear from all of you guys and gal, exactly what your first time experience was. But mine, I remember I started up and no one was there. And I was just like, well, let me just keep going, and hopefully whoever comes in will stay. I see a few people coming in, coming out pretty often. And I did actually have a YouTube video up, and eventually some people from my YouTube came in to watch for a while. I think from that day, I think I had, 5 people on max, and they didn't stay long. So I think I averaged on that day, 1 to 2 people the whole time. Not including myself. And just, I didn't have a problem with that. I said hi and I got to meet them. It was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
I had absolutely no one come in. I had, I think Megan's, one of my online friends, came in for a bit, chatted with him, and then he left, and then there was no one there. Shut up. And that was it.
Oh, how long did you stream?
I don't know. I think I streamed for, maybe about an hour or two. It wasn't incredibly long. It was a decent amount of time. I was playing Knights of the Old Republic, so that was pretty distracting as well to keep me going.
The heck was I streaming? It was probably New Vegas. I don't remember when. I don't think it was the first game that I did. No, it was X-Blades. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
you guys with your good memories and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't believe I remember that, actually. I think it's because I have the highlight from, the first time I streamed, so that's probably why I remember.
It's crazy. I remember mine actually pretty clearly. I guess it was a very impressionable time in my life. But yeah, no, I remember I had in total 6 people, and I was streaming for about 20 minutes or so before the first guy popped in. And I was playing Boulder's Gate for a few minutes. And he was like, "Oh man, this looks really cool." I'm like, "Oh yeah, but now that you're here, is there anything in particular you'd like to see?" Blah blah blah. And yeah, no, I had about 6 people, and I was freaking thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled. I thought we made the
would be.
It was great, but I waited a while until after I was. Yeah. Anyways, I guess I got lucky. That's another thing too, real quick. Peak times in streaming is totally the weekends. Man, like a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, you're going to get so many more potential people than, say, Wednesday at 9:30 at night. People have different time zones, but at least here in North America, those are the best times.
Wish I could stream at that time.
Yeah, that's
That'd be
the thing.
swell.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's sad. I don't remember my first time. I think maybe I did Baldur's Gate. I don't know. I don't even remember who turned me on to streaming. But I remember someone. Basically, I'd never even heard of it before, or never even thought of it before. And then someone's like, "You should stream," and I was like, "Okay." And I know it wasn't a lot. I know until I started doing Mass Effect with friends, I was lucky to get 7 or 8 people. And that was, but I only had maybe 100 subscribers at the time, and 7 or 8 people was my top, my, I've got 8 people,
Yeah.
Actually, this is going to sound really corny, but Squee, you were actually the reason why I started streaming, actually. You looked like you had so much fun, and I'm like, hey, I want to do it too.
You know what's
And I
really,
did.
really, really sad? For a second
What?
there, I was like, wasn't Inferno the one that told me about streaming? And then I was like, no.
I told you about owned, but I didn't tell you about streaming.
Right, because that's the thing is that you've helped my streaming career so much that I was like, didn't he? No, no. The first time I remember talking to you
Each
was
other.
honestly, I think I've told you this before. The first time I remember talking to you was when you made my my theme song for Mr. Cuddles.
Yeah, you betcha. Teddy on his hip, baby. Anyway,
Still love that song.
here nor there. Shall we continue?
All right, and then the last question, I believe, did I skip one? No, I didn't. Is it the regulars or the random newcomers, the ones that make you want to keep streaming?
Make you want to keep streaming?
Yes.
Neither. I'm the one. I am the one who makes me want to keep streaming. Those guys are great, but as long as you have the motivation, you can keep streaming as much as you want.
Nice.
Yep.
I respect that.
I gotta say, I like to see the same people come in.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a familiar name, and it's actually a good way to like talk with some of because once you start getting a lot of subscribers, not saying I have a lot, but it's nice to actually be able to talk with the people instead of just like.
Sorry, it's nice to talk with the common folks.
Oh
you
no,
know.
not like
Go
that.
down
I
with the
mean,
peasants.
it's so hard because you can't talk with everyone and have a conversation with everyone that's subscribed to you. And this is a way that you could do that. I think it's nice. I didn't mean it to be like I'm the queen and you all are my bitches.
No, we knew.
Whatever, nerd.
Are you Nigel Thornberry now?
I do have to say, yeah. I mean, I think most people would feel that if I had a window or a stream full of new people, hey, that's really really great. But it's always nice, like, oh, hey, Kriana just came on. Hi, Kriana. It's always nice to see the same people come back, and especially like for example, for me, for like Dragon Ball Z League, but that's a different thing. It's really nice to see the same people there every week because they're the fans of their team, and it's always fun to see how they're going to react to how their team did, and they have their own sort of community going there. But yeah, I think it's always nice to see the people that return. But again, that's not to say that it's not really cool to see new people.
Yeah. I'm almost the opposite of Piff. I'm a greedy bastard, and I like to see everybody. It's weird, like but people that come in, like for me, like people who are regulars, quote unquote. It's awesome to talk with them. It's really really neat. It's really casual, laid down atmosphere. You feel like you're talking with friends, which is really nice. But when new people come on, oh man, it's like a shiny new toy that you try to impress. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think
Come here.
You
You're
try to
gonna
impress.
be my new doll.
You try to impress your toys, Inferno.
yeah, totally. I brush their hair. I put on little dresses
Oh God,
to them.
Inferno.
No, just kidding. No. No, but
Taking a dark twist.
I am Mrs. Nesbit.
No, but I mean, when you have someone new, like at least new to you, like a username that you don't recognize or that type of thing, it's pretty neat because everyone, like, you were all new people to me at one point, and so have been a bunch of my other friends out on the interwebs, and you never know the potential of meeting a new friend.
That's
There
true.
you go. Yeah.
But you always knew me. We go way back.
Really? Back to our school days in Philadelphia, where I never
Back in
lived?
your mother's womb. I high-fived you there.
You're the evil twins you warned me about.
What?
I knew it.
So
Never
did
mind.
Piff just stay in longer because you two are different ages, or how did that work?
Yes.
Maybe I don't want to know. I don't think I want to know.
That's 6 years in the womb. There's so many claw marks. Anyway.
Oh. All right. Does anyone have anything else to say?
No, I've finished my entire beer. That's what I want to say.
I would like to say
50 milliliters.
streaming brought me and Squee together.
Oh.
Aw, that is true.
That's cute.
It
Also
is
kinda
true.
creepy.
I remember
So
it.
heartwarming.
There was one stream that Squee was doing, and I just so happened to be there. I think that was the second or third stream I saw of his. And he's just like, everyone come on. And I'm like, hey, I know Sparta. Can I come too?
Well, no, Sparta had told me about you too, and in fact, from the other point of view, it was Sparta's like, "Hey, I have these two friends I do my Let's Plays with, Piff Zero and Air Tyler, and you should check them, meet them sometime." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And at that point, it's kind of like, "Okay, are these the friends?" You know what I mean? And no, and so I said, "Oh, Piff, he's that guy Sparta was saying." So sure, come on, yeah. And you were hilarious, sir.
I remember I was really quiet during that. Like I usually am, but without the whole, extra joke things that
Piff, your thing. One of the things I love about you is that you are so quiet and so calm, and yet that just enhances the funniness that you speak.
It totally does.
thing.
Because it's like it comes out of nowhere. Like when we were watching American Ninja, you would just be like, "Who? What witnesses?" Like this common, calm question. And it's like,
That was really weird too. There was no witnesses.
and we're done. Yeah.
Cool. So, with that lovely digression,
All right. Thank you to everyone who listened, and say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
bye,
guys.
guys.
Cute. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.